Hey there, everyone. Welcome back, Tool fans. It's Andrew and Nick here again with another reaction video. We're all done with all of our Tool work, but we would be remiss if we didn't go and check out live work. We're in the process of doing that now, and at this point, we're picking something off the Lateralis album. So, yes, I'm kind of cherry picking. I tried to pick a video here that's got good audio, good video, and really kind of encompasses the whole album again. The Grudge is the title track off the Lateralis album. This video, however, is from 2011, so 8-9 years after.
Lateralis would be the title track off of Lateralis. The Grudge is
Excuse me.
First track?
Opening.
Oh.
First track.
There you go.
Opening track. Excuse me. Well, I mean, it's kind of one of the best songs on the album there, too. And I'm sure memories will come flooding back to you as we take a look at their work here. Once again, it's The Grudge. This is the song that speaks about Saturn coming back around and the progression of time and making decisions based on where you were at one point in your life compared to where you are much further down the road. So a lot of astrological stuff going on.
Yeah, and if I remember, this is very early in our whole journey here. I think
third song you ever listened to from these guys. So
way back in the day. So yeah, I'm excited to hear it again. Yeah, and especially in a different, slightly different setting in the live version here.
Yeah, and at this point, we're 9 years into them playing it, them, doing it live. So I would say all the kinks are worked out. So this should be a pure, clean, fun version. Yeah, should enjoy it.
All right, well, let's stop messing around and let's hear it. Here we go. Got The Grudge, New York 2002 performance live. Here we go. So clean.
I love what they shows with the lighting.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Hey,
Yeah. You could almost see the steam and smoke coming off of the hi-hats and toms at the end there. He is moving so fast. Danny Carey.
Man, no, but okay. So this was one of the very first songs we listened to together with
Yeah,
Tool, and what I can say is, after all this time, I have a much greater appreciation for the music. But at the same time, like you said, they've been at it for a while, and this is so crisp. This is like 10
yeah,
years of live performance, live performance
right.
at,
And
at
a lot,
this level, right? And it's the
yeah.
synthesis of the music, the
Well, I mean,
lights,
they took
the
breaks. A Perfect Circle was in there, but you're right. Whenever they went out on tour, obviously they're pulling out the gems. And a lot of people would say that this Lateralus album and the Animal album were the peak for them. It's where they won the most accolades in the public light. But I mean, we listen to this stuff. You understand that there's quite a few gems in there. So, yeah, I picked this one because I wanted to see him scream for that time period, because I do remember you counting it out when we first looked at it. It's ungodly how he does that, and he does it live. But then the lights dim around him. It's not even about him anymore. It's about Danny and Adam and Justin at the same time. It's
and that's really cool. Just some of the visual things, some of the visual aspects of Maynard and his presence on stage. I mean, it kind of goes back to that Jungian perspective of. I mean, he's almost kind of this diminutive, almost kind of id
mhm, mhm.
character on the
That's exactly what's going on.
right?
Yeah,
And I mean, got ego, super ego, id. I mean, he's the diminutive in the background who okay, you hear that voice in your mind, but it's
right.
not even the major part of your personality. He's a motivator, but we identify ourselves with something a little bit less primal than that id creature that he really seems to be portraying on stage. Furthermore, I gotta ask, is he painted with some sort of like black light sensitive paints that so that when the lighting changes, he has like these
Um,
shapes, or is it like a
You
body
know, I'm not
suit or
sure if that's
something?
just a trick of the lights, but he very well may be. I know for one of the albums, and somebody will shout out and let us know exactly which one it is. I believe it was the Anima album. He did all red on one side, all blue on the other side. And I always likened it to the whole blue light, red light thing. And once again, you're talking about the duality of self and id. So there very well may be something going on with that. Every single show, I think there for a while, there was a different costume, a different set of makeup, a different getup. Like I've mentioned before in the most recent ones, he dresses up like a jester, and he's got these Liberty spikes, these big old punk spikes that are all over the place. But I believe most of it, but he's got a mohawk, excuse me. So, and he's got like lipstick on and a leather pleather jacket. So I wouldn't be surprised if this could be specific for that show, or if it's something they carried for just that time frame for that tour.
Sure.
But yeah,
If you also remember, this is about the time that the Lord of the Rings started to coming out, right? The first around
okay,
the
yeah,
2000, 2002, and that time periods when Pete
yeah.
Jackson,
When they wrote it,
and he's got this kind of hunched over Smagel kind of, I am really
yeah, he
this
could be pulled. I mean,
seemingly insignificant character on stage, but I'm also super powerful, right?
yeah, yeah.
And
There's a
it's very cool that juxtaposition that he's able to put on to project with his stage presence. But then again, I mean, beyond Maynard, the whole band, the synthesis between light and sound, the backdrop with the lights, the different transitions from one part of the song to the next, cold
yeah.
lights,
There's
hot
electronic
lights.
backing going on through the
Wow,
whole thing. Like,
so cool, so cool.
yeah, there's a lot of time and effort that goes into their work, and it's probably one of the reasons why people wanted us to check out the live stuff. I, of course, am familiar with the work, but I never really went back. I don't really have the time to sit down and watch all these concerts live. Sometimes, people coming over, I'd put one on in the background because it's just something to play for a few hours. Um, but it is nice getting to take a more in-depth look at these videos and see where they
You're
were.
welcome.
Yeah, for
Actually,
sure.
thank
Um,
you.
but
Actually,
yeah, and then I wanted to ask you, since we were talking about how you feel about these songs after listening to more of their work, what do you think of The Grudge? I'm not asking you to remember what you said back then, but the song in itself, what's the messaging you're getting from it now with a different perspective? Maybe we'll go back and look at the two in comparison.
Yeah, it just seems to me that, I mean, I think we get caught up second guessing ourselves, you know. I mean, life is a one-way trip. We don't get to go back and redo anything, right? And I think a lot of time and energy gets wasted on, oh, if I had only done this differently, if I had only had this chance, or if I had only had a different set of circumstances. But we only ever always have what we have. And if we start with, I mean, I always have this imagination that, what if I actually got my wish to go back and change something in my early days? And what would happen to all the good things that I have now? What would I
Yeah.
miss? What would I miss if I hadn't gone through that formative experience that prepared me for the good that I have now? I mean, it would probably be, I mean, I can tell you as a father, I would be devastated to not have my children. And if you think about the odds, even if I met the same woman and we were together at the same time, the odds of that happening the same way, given another opportunity, it wouldn't be the same child again. You could give it the
Yeah.
same name, but it wouldn't be the same person, right? So
Yeah. And I kind of
I just,
feel,
I
go
get
ahead.
this, I get this, this thing where we got to spend more time being here and now and give up on anything that we have against the past, because it's done, you know, and look to the future and the good that we can have. So that's kind of what I'm getting out of it at this point.
Yeah.
Probably
No,
paints a
it's
lot.
great. And it's good. I mean, it's good perspective. Like I said, I kind of wanted to get a good catalog of where you are after listening
Yeah,
to Tool, and then trying to re-examine one of their songs that in the beginning we're more focused on, like reading it like prose.
right.
So yeah, it's really nice to get that perspective, and I hope everybody out there appreciates that we're doing these. And check out our other work if you haven't already. Like the video, subscribe, shoot us suggestions, reach out, let us know what's going on. And we'll see you real soon. Thanks again.
Goodbye. See you next time.